It's been so much fun, especially this year, and like to come up here with the Medicine Hat boys and just represent the hat. It's just been so much fun.
Welcome to episode 409 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. Saskatoon, you did good. Real good. The Western Canadian Baseball League made its maiden all-star weekend voyage to the home of the Berries, where they put on an absolute show. It was the first time the league wasn't in Okotoks since the pandemic for the festivities. We'll get some of the thoughts from the organizers of this year's event, look ahead to next year, and check in with Ian Wilson. But first, let's talk about the players. And it all started Saturday with the inaugural Bunt competition. This event is big in the Korean leagues, but it's the first time the WCBL tried it. Essentially, players had to lay down bunts and put the ball down on targets for points. The winner, Gael Salinas of the hometown Saskatoon Berries, who picked up 13 points in the opening round, then edged Dan Kawanichi of the Energy City Cactus Rats 9-7 in the final. He spoke with Ian and some other reporters after taking home the hardware.
So Gael, hometown, first ever time the Bunt competition's been held, and you come away the winner here at Carrotsfield. What was that moment like?
Man, that was actually pretty great. I was nervous at first, but then, I just took a deep breath. Remember, this is all for fun, just go out there and just have fun.
Take me through that first round. I mean, you were racking up points and got on a real roll there.
Well, first round, the guy that went first, he just told me it was going by quick because I just tried to bunt it at the top of the grass, the front grass, and I did that, and it just so happened to work out.
What was it like just, kind of pushing through it in the second round? There was a couple of tense moments there, but the last couple of pitches, you were able to get the points you needed.
Man, I was a little bit nervous, but I just kept my composure and just like always, just keep going.
What's it like to have that moment in front of the fans here, the walkout music and that kind of ovation when you won?
It's actually pretty great, man. It's pretty great. It shows their support, and, just had to win it for them.
Did you do anything to prepare for this event at all?
I did not, actually. I did not. We did, they did this media skit, and they gave us two, and I was way off. So I'm pretty shocked myself I won it.
So you got a sneak peek of the process in that then, a little bit,
yeah.
A little hometown advantage on that.
Yes, sir.
And then are you normally a good bunter, like in baseball?
I've always been a good bunter. In high school, our coach, Coach Melson, would make his bunt. He played baseball the right way, played it the old school way, and we practiced for like an hour bunting, and ever since then, just stuck with it.
You mentioned the guy from Brooks Maverick. He kind of had to bite the bullet for everyone on that first round. Were you kind of watching and just like, okay, I got to see how this plays? Like, were you trying to gather as much intel as you could from that?
Not necessarily. At the end of the day, I was just like, what's going to happen is going to happen. Just go out there and just give it my best try. See how it goes.
And then you did just get in the zone in that first round. Like, is there anything you attribute it to, or you just
in my zone, just try to hit the front of the grass, and it so happened to work out.
Yeah. And then who was throwing to you today?
Chance.
Okay. And was he giving you good stuff?
He was actually. Yeah. He was actually giving me really good stuff. Just told him to lob it in there, and it worked. Yeah. It was great.
What's it like to be here now that All-Star Weekend's arrived and to be able to celebrate this with what the Berries have done?
Man, it's an honor, man. Just this organization has just been great to me, and Saskatoon has been amazing to me. So it's just great to be here. I thank God for the opportunity of letting me be here and doing what I love.
Last question about the second round, the final round there. You come in and you're down, like you got to get 7 points. You had a little bit of pressure there. Were you feeling that, or you just let it fly kind of? Or not let it fly, let it sit?
Yeah, I let it sit, took a deep breath, and I was like, you know what? What's going to happen is going to happen. Let's just go out there and just try our best, and we won it.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Then it was on to the Home Run Derby, and if you missed the news, it was hot in Saskatoon all day Saturday. It definitely made for some tired and sweaty sessions of BP as the players launched rockets. This year's event was a little different from past years, where it was based on time. This time around, you just had 15 swings. 4 players emerged with 5 bombs in the first round. David Simmons of Energy City, Ethan Murdoch of Saskatoon, Reese Sherman of Sylvan Lake, and Brett Patillo of Fort McMurray. They all advanced to round 2, where Simmons led off with 6 more dingers, and he would not get beat.
David, 2026, home run derby champ. How does it sound?
Feels awesome, man. You know, I've been in a few, and I've been in about 3, and I've came in second place every time. So to finally come out and get the dub, you know, it means a lot to me. You know, it means I still got it, right?
Nice. Talk to me about, like, first of all, did you do anything to prepare for this? Like anything special in BP or?
No, not really. You know, just stick to my approach. You know, try and stay up the middle, hit the inside of the ball, and hit as hard as I can. You know, since legit, man. Since I was little, that's all I've been taught. So try to stick with it, and it works.
Pretty consistent, 5 and then 6, and then even the guys like who made it to the final, they gave you a run, right?
Yeah,
like
man.
Some nerves going. That like you went first, so you had to sit and watch.
Yeah,
How was that?
I was a little scared at first. I was trying to come out, set the tone early, you know, and I was able to do that. And you know, I think it gave a lot of confidence to the other guys to come out and do the same thing, you know, and that's what led us to compete. So it felt good, man. You know, it was fun.
This was like you had a certain amount of swings. You had 15 swings. It wasn't a timed event. Is that the first time doing that? And what was that like?
Yeah, my first time doing it like that kind of way, but I knew like, hey, if I'm doing it that way, I get to pick my pitches and, you know, take some, and I got all the time in the day. So that's what I did, stuck with that plan, and it got me to where I was.
That was, compared to the other competitors, a long time between swings for you, waiting for everybody else.
Yeah,
so what was that like trying to get back at it for round 2?
I was just thinking like, hey, just stay with the same approach. You know, my guys got my back, got people cheering for me, so doing it for them and just, yeah, man, like I don't even know. I just had nothing going on in my mind for real.
And what's this like, just setting this table for tomorrow? Obviously, it's going to be a big day, packed crowd, and getting ready for All-Star Sunday.
I'm ready to have some fun, you know, going to be a lot of people, going to be a fun crowd. So, you know, everybody's going to come here and have fun, you know, and just play their asses off. So,
Give us a bit of background on you, like where you're from, where did you go to school, and do you have family here this weekend or anything like that?
So no family. I'm from Atlanta, so I'm quite ways away, but, you know, I hope they were able to kind of watch it on the live stream and everything, but... You know, no school right now. I'm coming from Campbell University, and, you know, that's a story in its own. So if you want that, you're going to have to find me and DM me privately. I can't really give out all that information, but, you know, looking for a school, and, you know, just this is my journey, and I'm having fun on it. So.
Yeah, talk to me about the season too. What's it been like being in the WCBL this season? And
yeah, this is my first time in this league actually, and I'm actually having the time of my life. Second time in Canada. Been a lot of traveling, you know, with the ballpark at Energy City getting fixed and everything. You know, it's a little tough, but you know, me and the guys, you know, we try to keep positive, you know, as long as we can. And might not have any fans over there, but you know, hey, like we try our best. So you know, we got, you know, I know we're in a playoff run here, so I'm trying to do as much as I can to help my team win, and you know, hey.
Usually in a derby event, it's as much about the guy throwing the pitch to you. Talk about, you know, like Jordan was slinging him in there.
He was slinging him in there, yeah. So I mean, funny, one of the first 3 days of practice, we were hitting BP off him. I broke my bat.
Yeah.
So I was looking for him, and I was just like, I don't know who else, you know, he's been throwing. And I like it, you know, it's got a little bit of a two-seam, but, you know, when it's not two-seam and it's flat, good arm angle, nice and smooth, so time it up with my swing. So, you know, just some chemistry in that, you know.
Yeah, just found your groove.
Yeah, found my groove. I'm glad he was confident to throw it in there, man. You know, it's confidence in him, confidence in me, which led the wind of the whole thing, man.
What was the wait like for Reese getting up there and hitting at number 5 with an opportunity to tie?
It was scary, you know. Everybody, once it came down to kind of like they have 3 or 4 left, you got to get them. They just 1, 2, but hey, man, you know, like, a lot of talented guys, so I'm glad I was able to come out on top and just, you know, everybody's a dog, man, so.
Last question for you, for me, anyway. Talk about the heat, because, like, and did that have an impact on you, or you're like, I'm from Atlanta, man.
I'm from Atlanta, like, we got the humidity and everything, so the heat wasn't really anything. It was normal for me, you know, I sweat a lot, but I love it, man. It makes me feel like I'm working.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Congratulations.
Thanks, thank you very much.
Then it was on to Sunday and the annual WCBL All-Star Game. Our Ian Wilson caught up with a few players beforehand, including Moose Jaw Miller Express speedster Thomas Soto. He was hitting .346 with 2 homers, 27 RBI, and 39 stolen bases heading into the break, inching ever so close to the league record in the latter category.
So joined by Thomas Soto, who competed in the bunt competition, first ever in WCBL history. That from the outside, that looked like an event that all the competitors were just kind of trying to figure it out as it went along. Tell me about your experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Infield grass was very short. It definitely, ball was rolling a lot. It was definitely something that was very hard to figure out for sure. I was definitely hoping to do a little bit better, but it was still a lot of fun. Yeah, that accuracy was definitely hard to control for sure.
Yeah, and then you get a little bit of lip, like where the target meets the grass, right? So you really had to have the finesse working.
And that's where all the big points too were.
Yeah.
I was so scared to go for it, going for the line a little too much. Had a couple foul balls, but it was still a lot of fun.
Were you able to pick up much? Like I think Maverick McAllister from Brooks was the first guy to do it. Could you learn much from him going first and seeing what he did?
No, absolutely. I had the pleasure of going 8th, so I could see all the boys like kind of struggle to do it. Kind of realizing that it was rolling pretty fast, tried to deaden it a little bit. So definitely had an advantage going into it than starting first or second, but still didn't work out, but that's okay.
And just tell me about being here, being at this weekend. I'm not sure, you've been to the All-Star game before. I'm not sure what number this is for you, but number 3. Yes, just tell me about that honor, receiving that honor multiple times and getting to rep Moose Jaw.
Yeah, it's a massive honor. I mean, especially with the guys who came before me from Moose Jaw, like Nate Mensick was a massive one for us. Austin Gurney was a 3-time All-Star as well. Dawson Tweet's up there too. And honestly, it's a massive honor. I love the fact that I've had the privilege to do it as well. So it's been amazing.
And talk to me about like where you're at in the season. I can't remember if you're tied for first or have sole possession of first in the East, but you're right there. I think you had 11 wins in a row coming into the break. These guys are on fire, man. What's working well?
Offense is firing on all cylinders right now, and we just came back from a little West road trip, and the starters from the West were absolutely amazing. We struggled early, but once we were working hard to get past the starter, then we started kind of going to cruise control. Fortunately, we have guys like Weston Walls and Jacob Glazner who, when they start, it's pretty much lights out. So there's going to be good defense. I know there's going to be action at short with ground balls, and it's definitely one of my favorite days to play just because it's the most busy,
Talk to me about Weston a little bit. I got to know him a little bit yesterday just chatting with him. He's a different cat, and he's I was like, are you going to be pitching tomorrow? He's like, well, I don't think so. He's like, but I will. I want to. He just wants to be out there.
He's a workhorse, man. Like it stems from his family. I love the guy. I drive up with Dallas with him every season. Yeah. But he wants to do it so bad. We were talking in the locker room, and I asked him, I said, you got an inning in you? He's like, dude, let's do it. I'll do it lefty maybe. So it'd be really cool. He's been working on that too, and he's actually really good at it. Yeah. So it'd be really nice if we could see him, but I at the same time, I hope we don't go through all our pitching.
Yeah, you got playoffs to get to.
Exactly.
Too, yeah. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up stolen bases. You're leader in stolen bases. The record for the single season is 42. So I don't know if you knew that already and were hunting it. Yeah. So you're 3 away.
Wow.
So I'm not trying to play head games with you here, but yeah, just coming out of the break, you got a chance to make history and become the single season stolen base leader. So how does that sound?
That's really cool. I honestly had no idea I was that close, but that would be amazing to do that. That would definitely be something that would be really cool. I guess I'm shooting for that now, honestly.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, sir.
And just talk to me about like what you see as a base stealer. In the major leagues, like I always laugh at like a guy like Josh Naylor who's like not a runner, but he's just zoned in on what the pitcher's doing. Talk to me about your base stealing game. Are you like just picking up on pitching cues because you haven't been caught that often? I think 3 or 4 times this year. Is it speed based or picking up cues or a little bit of both?
I feel like it's all reaction based. Realistically, I feel like I try to pick up cues off of whatever I can off the pitcher, whether that's leg kick and maybe a twitch of the shoulder before they go. I feel like most guys usually do have a pretty easy tell, especially at that level. It's not something most people kind of think about, Yeah. And it's hard to get rid of bad habits, and I feel like that's what I kind of pick up on the most. But I've got amazing coaches at first and third base with Coach Gonzo, Coach Hunt, Coach Jeff, and they're always giving me the times for the leg kicks and the pop times, and I'm always doing kind of math in my head. Yeah. That's kind of what I was taught.
It's that coordinated then for you guys.
I know how long it takes me to get to second base. So if a guy's under a 1-1, 1-2, I know it's going to be really close, and I need to hustle. Get a good jump.
You guys are paying attention out there.
Yes, sir.
I like it.
Yes, sir.
What would it mean to you? You set, I can't remember if you tied or set the runs record last year. What would it mean to you to add another record to the list this season?
It would be a massive honor just to add another one. I couldn't even really bring many words to the table just because it's a grand honor. That's really all.
Awesome. Well, have fun today, and it's great seeing you this weekend.
Yes, sir.
A cool story from the season out east has been the Muenster connection in Saskatoon. In fact, there was a game a few weeks ago where Merrick Yeager, Adam Cordy, and Dallen pitched back-to-back-to-back, We talked to Cordy about it a while back, and we really wanted to sit down and chat with Rude as well. He was an all-star, so Ian tracked him down to talk about being a home province guy at the weekend and that memorable outing against Weyburn.
Joined by Dallen Rude, Saskatoon Barrie, and East Division All-Star. Just tell me about the experience being here and being a selection for the team.
I mean, being here this weekend has just been awesome. It's been a pleasure. Loving the experience so far, hanging out with the guys, some of the teammates that I already have, and making some new ones here already. So, yeah, it's been loads of fun.
Tell me about yesterday. We got to see the bunt competition. Nothing for the pitchers. We got to see the derby, but what did you see and what did you think?
It was so cool. I mean, the bunt competition. Who thinks of that, right? Yeah. But no, Gael showed up for us, and it was
he was
pretty
in
fun.
the zone, man.
He was, yeah. And then Ethan Murdoch was also really good in the home run derby. Came up short at the end, but it was still really fun and really hyped, getting the home crowd in it too. So yeah.
Yeah, he had some support for it for sure. And then I want to take you back, June 27th. Merrick Yeager takes the mound, Adam Corte, and you take the mound as well. 3 guys from Muenster, Saskatchewan. What's in the water there?
I mean, everybody's been saying that everywhere I go. I say, hey, yeah, we got this other guy from Muenster pitching here too, and everybody asks what's going on there in Muenster, just making pitchers here. And but I mean, yeah, it's awesome. It's really cool growing up with those guys and. All of us pitching now together on the Berries and all going our ways in college too. So yeah, it's really cool.
Did you know before that game that the 3 of you guys would be like getting time that game, or did you just kind of figure it out as it went? I
kind of figured, because I knew, obviously we know who his starting pitcher is.
Right.
And we kind of knew beforehand that he was kind of on a certain limit because he's just getting back into the swing of things at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew that our long reliever is Adam, so I kind of figured he had a good chance of going in.
Yeah.
And I've been pitching quite a bit, so I have quite a few appearances, and I'm kind of been a jam guy for us this year. So I honestly kind of figured. I was putting the pieces together before the game and during the game, and I figured all of us had a chance to pitch. And we had a lot of family, actually, in attendance, so it was really cool. So
was that a home game?
Yeah.
And aren't all the guys on the Berries jam guys? Isn't that like part of the brand?
I mean, I guess so. Yeah. Let's jam.
And then after the game, I like you guys took some pictures together, that kind of thing. So you got to kind of recognize it and share a moment. What was it like just kind of doing that, just being like, hey, the Muenster boys are here and we've arrived?
Yeah, it was pretty unique. I mean, I'm sure all the crowd and everybody was wondering. It's just Muenster town, searching up afterwards and whatnot. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Awesome to throw alongside those guys and everything. So yeah, happy to do it.
And then just getting into the regular season part of things. You come out of this All-Star break, and then it's right into the playoff drive and then playoffs. Tell me about this Berries team and what you see. Like you guys are at, or I can't remember if you're tied or right there for the division lead, but you've been there all season. What kind of team can we expect down the stretch here?
I mean, I believe we're a special team. I know last year's team was a special group as well. We were our own thing, but this year it's a whole nother group. And I mean, when the guys come together, you never know what's going to happen here. We're right there for the division lead, obviously, like you said, but I think down the stretch here we can get things going. Anything can happen in the playoffs with the best of 3 series. So hopefully
you had some wild ones.
Hopefully we can stretch together some wins there in the end and win championship.
With the record last year, like it's one thing to set like the wins record, and we saw that with Sylvan Lake Gulls did it the year previous, and then they also didn't win the championship. Does it take a toll on the team? Like maybe you don't realize it at the time, but after you're like, actually that was a lot.
I mean, it's a long season. It's a grind, right?
Yeah.
I mean, just think about how many games you play and how much was short of a time.
Yeah.
It's a grind. I mean, all the guys, you got to take your off days and make sure you're staying healthy and whatnot. But, coming down the stretch, it's who wants it most in the playoffs. So,
what would it mean to you to win a championship with the Berries?
It would be awesome. I mean, winning it with some of the guys you grew up with, some new guys, just for the city too and the fan base, all the support we get, it would be so cool.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time. Have fun today.
Thank you.
Then the game got going, and it was actually quite slow offensively to start, with just 1 run through the first 4.5. Then the East went to town with a 5-run 5th, punctuated by a Carter Roth 2-run homer. They scored 3 more in the 6th and cruised from there to a 9-2 victory. Roth was named the game's MVP, going 2 for 3 with 2 RBI and a run scored.
Carter, second WCBL All-Star Game MVP this year. Just how special is that honor?
It's been so much fun, especially this year, and like to come up here with the Medicine Hat boys and just represent the hat. It's just been so much fun. Great work by Saskatoon. It's been so much fun. I feel like everything was taken care of super well, and I just feel big time. It's awesome.
What'd you see on the big fly, the home run there, and part of the beginning?
Well, honestly, my goal there was just swing as hard as I can. We had a runner on, and the boys in front of me gave me the momentum to just be myself there, and it was a lot of fun.
That two-run blast came in the 5th inning. There were a lot of zeros before that, so good timing for just breaking the game open.
Yeah.
Was it like, did you have a sense like, oh yeah, we got this now at that point?
Yeah, a little bit, but just from the momentum from the guys in front of me. When they were able to carry it over and just give me the stick, I felt like I owe it to them, I owe it to the guys. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
What was the takeaway for yourself and the rest of the guys just coming up here to Saskatoon and a 2-day event for the first time in the league and being able to kind of make a weekend out of it?
The fans were great. That was so much fun, and honestly, just meeting all the players from around the league, from both sides, east and west. You know, we get to go see them and talk to them, like away from the field, away from the team. It's a little different, you know. Like you get to go. You play against these guys every weekend, and then all of a sudden, it's like, you're my best friend now. And but it was a lot of fun meeting all these guys. So
did you think you had MVP locked up after the two-run blast, or were you like?
No, I was a little bit on the fence. There's a lot of guys and a few RBIs and stuff. I think it was teeter-totter. Could have gone to anybody. There's some spotlight moments for a lot of guys out there.
You beat out Panks too as a hometown guy. So.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was him. That was awesome.
What do you take from the weekend, Carter? The rest of the season here, home stretch for you guys in the playoffs.
Honestly, just keep having fun and being together with the boys. I think just leaning on each other. I think this goes to show that, like having a good group of guys and just having fun, it goes a long way, and just being yourself.
Awesome. Great. Congratulations, Carter.
Thank you so much.
You can read more on the All-Star Game on our websites thanks to a great story from Scott Roblin at 650 CKRM. After the game, Ian caught up with Steve Hildebrand of the Berries to discuss his thoughts on hosting the game and what's to come for next year.
Hilty, a lot of work goes into these events. Like these are the signature event for the league, and the first time ever it's a 2-day event. Just walk me through the lead up in planning to get this off the ground.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot that goes into this. I mean, people have done these events before, like will understand it. You know what? I feel great, about the weekend and how it went. Our people do such a great job, and it's kind of like second half for us. I think when you do these things too, being the first time 2-day event, I think there's some things we learned along the way, and I think it's we'll be happy to host it again one day. Looking forward to how great Sylvan's going to be next year. Those guys will kill it. Will do a great job, and again, super proud of our group. I think just talking to the players, having yesterday being a more relaxed, fun day for them, especially in the grind of the season, they really enjoyed that. And then obviously the game today, which was great, and it's always good when the home team wins.
Tell me about bringing in the bunt competition. This is a personal favorite of mine. But what kind of? How did you get to that decision? And was it like a difficult one, or were you just like, nah? Like let's.
No, I think again, if you come watch Barrie baseball, we do things a little different at times, and it was unanimous amongst our group about having a bunt competition. We really wanted to incorporate the community, and we did that with with the junior home run derby, and then obviously the derby, which is the main event. But overall, it was great, and again, I can't thank everyone enough.
I'm sure you'll have some numbers to crunch coming out of this in terms of merch sales and concession sales and attendance and all that. Any sense early going on how that shaked out and how you like that?
Yeah, I think that, again, as I talked about before, there's a little bit of a learning process. I think it'll be really good. I do. We'll see how it all shakes out. You always want more people around, but I think at the end of the day, the people that were in the ballpark and here really got a taste of what it was over these 2 days, right? So, really happy again with everything, and the support of Saskatoon and the community was good.
You'll be handing the baton over to Sylvan Lake Gulls. They had a large presence here this weekend to take notes. Any parting messages or words for them, and just
yeah, you know what, we're actually going to have a call here in the next 2 weeks. I called it a debrief. It's really our debrief, not theirs, but I think just stuff that we've learned even up until yesterday, that we would just do differently and how we do some things. And I think this league is on the right path. It's growing. It's getting better. We have some things that we need to improve on collectively as a group, and through our meetings and everyone collectively as each team will just help that process. And as I said before, Sylvan's going to do a great job next year.
Last question for you. What does it mean for the franchise? You're still a relatively new franchise, but just to have this event, host this event, and offer it up to the community.
Yeah, I mean, since year one, this is year 3 now, right? And since year 1, we've had unbelievable support. Joe Carnahan's done an unbelievable job with our group, and from a team perspective, and being competitive is a big thing for us. It's important, and I think within that, and having this event is just another feather in our cap, and we'll just keep moving forward.
Congratulations on a great weekend.
Awesome.
Good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks, Ian. Appreciate it.
Speaking of next year, as you heard, it will be the Sylvan Lake Gulls hosting the event, and it's going to have a different feel with the 2-day break coming on a Monday, Tuesday instead of Saturday, Sunday, and it might have a different twist on the format. Here's Ian with Aqil Samuel of the Gulls.
Aqil, the 2027 WCBL All-Star festivities are coming to Sylvan Lake. Just tell me that when you hear that, what do you think about?
It's exciting. We've been working on it for a while, and our fans have been asking us for a while. So to be able, and then we had to hold a secret since January. So to be able to announce that today was worth the drive for sure.
What does it mean to to offer that up to the fans? You've been a very successful franchise since inception in the league. Just bringing this to the fans, what does that mean to you?
It's huge. Our fans have been, since day one, in the pandemic year, have just been so supportive. So to bring something like this to showcase our field, Sylvan Lake, Central Alberta, off to the rest of the league and the rest of Western Canada is something that we're really grateful for the opportunity to do, and we really want to show it off for our fans and people of Central Alberta.
We're in Saskatoon. They're at the All-Star festivities here. Are you taking notes, asking questions, poking, prodding? What's happening?
100%. It's a total work trip for sure. We have 7 of us here actually from Sylvan Lake, so everyone's instructed to take some notes and ask some good questions and see what's working and what didn't. And we want to match this energy, man. This is great. It's the first time I've been in the stadium, and to do something like this is going to be fun in Sylvan Lake.
What can you tell me about the stamp that you plan to put on the event in Sylvan? I know you can't give us all the details, but maybe just share some of them.
No, we got some unique things we're going to do. I mean, one of the ones is we're going to do a 2-day event. It'll be on a Monday and a Tuesday, July 12th and 13th of 27. It's a Monday and Tuesday, which I think the other teams really appreciate. I think it'll make it a little easier on our travel with our players, and I think we have the demand, let's say, from the fans where it's going to be well attended. We know that. The other new thing that we're going to do is we're going to try a Team USA versus Team International format. So
crank it
up a little bit. So I think we send 5 or 6 guys. So if teams are going to send us 3 USA-born players and 2 or 3 international-born players, we're going to try something different on that side, which should be really fun.
And will that cut across, is that just for the game, or will you do that in the events as well?
That's a good question. I don't think we haven't got that far yet. I'm pretty sure it's going to be just for the game to start with, but let's see what happens.
Awesome. And then just talk to me about what went into that decision of doing Monday, Tuesday, because like you said, that's not necessarily a gimme. And it sounds like there's some respect there, too, that for every team in the league, the weekend is kind of where you make some gate.
That's right.
So just expand on that a bit.
The weekends are important for these teams. The feedback from the governors was they're really grateful for that. They don't have to give up a Saturday or Sunday gate, which is, in our league, we're a gate-driven league. It's important. And number 2 is the travel and the players, right? So we're scheduling. We always schedule everything around the All-Star game. So we want teams to be in the area so they can play, say Saturday, Sunday in ECD, Okotoks, somewhere in Alberta, and then us being so centrally located, it'll be easy for teams to get to. And we'll see how the scheduling goes. It'd be nice get these guys that Wednesday off too, and then get back into the second half of the season and get into it.
Yeah, it feels like it's like playoff race immediately out of the All-Star break.
And exactly, and that's gonna, everyone get rested up, and let's have a good playoff run and a good, race to the pennant. So.
Is with an event like this, we've seen the Dogs have hosted it for several years leading up to Saskatoon now.
Yeah.
Do you get competitive about it in terms of like, hey, we want to do a better job than the guys, or is it just like, let's have fun? A bit of both.
We get competitive. I mean, Okotoks did such a good job for, I think they had it 4 or 5 years there. They did such a good job. I'm sure it was getting a bit trying for their staff and everything to keep that going. So I think this concept to move it east and west is going to be great for our league. And yeah, absolutely. Everything we do, we want to try to put our best foot forward for sure. But I'm not sure if we want to. I don't know, how do you compare? Compare a win on this thing? But
probably weather. You pray for the.
Yeah, if we could do this, someone could make sure this happens next year on July 12th and 13th. That would be huge.
Excellent. So. Well, congratulations on the winning bid, and all the best the rest of the season.
Thank you.
We'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Now, we've heard from him plenty over the course of this episode, and he did a great job helping me cover the road to Okotoks before his trek out to Saskatoon for the All-Star game. So let's hear from Ian now for a few thoughts on his road trip east. Ian, welcome as always, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Joe.
What are the vibes like after the 2026 WCBL All-Star game?
Pretty good. Pretty good. It was nice to, Okotoks did a phenomenal job hosting that event for 4 straight years, I believe.
Yep.
And it was nice to, get to a different venue, get to a different province. And, the Berries do things their own way, right? Like they like to be a little oddball, and, part of the Bunt competition contributed to that unique event. Doing it as a 2-day weekend event was also them putting their stamp on it. And we just had, Saturday was really hot. The temperatures were over 30 degrees and you really felt it. And that, it might have suppressed some of the homer numbers. I know a lot of those guys were really tired. But it was just a good family atmosphere that day. And, the players get to relax a little bit during the weekend. They had actual East-West jerseys this time around that looked really sharp with that watermelon theme. And, and then the All-Star game on Sunday was 1 o'clock start. So again, you kind of, just a relaxed vibe to it. And they had all these wild, like inflatable mascot looking things doing hilarious dances, and all the in between inning stuff was top notch. And the Berries just put on a really good show, and I think everyone there really appreciated it.
Fantastic to hear. Did the Bunt competition live up to your high expectations, though?
That it's just fun kind of watching it in real time, because it felt like the bunters were figuring it out as they went. Like it was almost like they were like, I don't really know. Like, because keep in mind, when you're doing that competition, like if you're bunting in a game, you might be like halfway to first base, doing a drag bunt on, as you go. And like it's not like that, right? So you're trying to lay down either on the first or third base side, but it's more of a static posture. So, and then because the targets were, whatever material they were, like the ball would roll a little more than it would on grass. So They were just trying to find that right touch with it. It reminded me a lot of shuffleboard, where if you haven't played shuffleboard in a while, and then you throw one of the rocks down, and you're like, oh, that was way too fast. How much sand is on this thing? So there were some vibes like that, and but I think everyone just had fun with it. It was just such a chill, different kind of event. So yes, for me, I loved it. I don't know if teams are going to keep doing that. The host teams are going to keep doing that in the All-Star game, but it lived up to my billing. One more note on that, I thought when I was trying to handicap that event, my inclination, my instinct was that the guys who are the best base stealers would be the best at the bunting. Just because I figured those are guys that are really paying attention to pitching cues. They're used to like dropping down bunts to get on base and then steal a base. So I really thought those would be the guys who would come out on top. So I was looking at Thomas Soto. I was looking at Cal Gates and thinking, yeah, those are kind of my front runner guys. And it did not play out that way at all. Like I'm sure everyone in there, was a decent enough base runner, but those two guys specifically were just okay at that event. And Gael, Salinas was in the zone. There's some rumblings about whether that was like hometown, like how much time did he have to practice in the with the targets, but he was like, no, I didn't do anything to prepare for this. So I will have to take his word for it, I guess.
For sure. The hometown advantage certainly playing in maybe a little bit. So let the conspiracy theories fly. You mentioned the word chill, and I'm curious, did the atmosphere kind of, as much as it was really warm out, because it was a weekend versus trying to pack it into a day, did it make for a little bit more of a chill atmosphere? Like, okay, we know we've got the weekend, so we can kind of take the foot off the gas to a certain extent.
Yeah, totally. Like it's you did like, and that I think that was an adjustment for me too, right? After coming out of the other all-star events where everyone shows up in the morning to batting practice, then you get home run derby, and then you get the game, and then your day is done, and it's a really busy day.
Mm-hmm.
The first day was still busy because you had the bunt competition, the home run derby. There was also a little league home run derby. And man, the future is bright in Saskatchewan because some of those kids were hitting balls to the wall.
They were
it was really they were. I'm not even kidding. Like there were some impressive young talent there. So no. But to answer your question, I think it just did it was more relaxed. You got through those events pretty early, both nights when you were wrapping up. And it was just a nice time out. And it was a little cooler on the Sunday. We got some light rain at the end of the game, like in the 8th and 9th inning, but nothing that stuck around or made life uncomfortable.
Very cool to hear. And obviously now the baton gets passed along to Sylvan Lake. And we heard from Aqil Samuel earlier on in the program. But give me your senses to some of the feelings and some of the vibes after talking to not only Aqil, but some of the others from Sylvan Lake who were in attendance. They've obviously got to be excited about the fact that they're getting to do something that they've been longing for in that community for so long.
Yeah, they've wanted this event for a while now. And they finally got the approval, got the winning bid. And it's going to be exciting to see what they do with it. They've got to focus on community that they're going to embrace. They've already talked about some of the things they're going to do, including a celebrity slow pitch game. So
hint,
Joe,
hint.
I know a certain pitcher that might be angling for a spot on that roster. So maybe start practicing now for that.
Might have to.
And then with the game itself, they're looking at doing an international team, which Canadians would be a part of, versus Team USA, which is a different wrinkle on it, a different twist, and I'm really curious to see how that looks. Come All-Star time. And then the other thing that's a little different. They're going to continue with a 2-day event, but they are looking at doing it on a Monday and a Tuesday. So, it's an interesting idea. I know, like with teams, all the teams in the league, their best revenue dates are on the weekends, right? So it is a commitment by every team in the league to give up a weekend to go to the All-Star game. This kind of allows teams to still capture some revenue, some gate revenue from the weekends, and not have to make that sacrifice. And then I think also the belief is they think they can get enough people out on the Monday, Tuesday night to pack the place. So all that stuff is intriguing, to say the least.
And I mean, for one thing, the Gulls have really noticed they've been really big on that community aspect. And so they've been sort of, as much as this was, news per se, it sounds like they've been kind of knocking on doors a little bit the last little while and saying, hey, we're going to be getting this thing. You're going to be on board, right? Like they've got that community support already in place. So that's going to be really a big facet to all this, isn't it? And especially Saskatoon kind of proved it. Now Sylvan Lake's getting the chance to prove it. And it sounds like the league is in that spot now where they can go, hey, we can move this thing around a little bit and have all the different communities get involved versus just one or two.
I think, too, like one thing to remember, because I know you and I would hear from some fans who are like, it's in Okotoks again, like really? And, I would push back on that a bit in that, when Okotoks started doing that, we were fresh out of the pandemic, right? Like they were uniquely positioned to still do that after a couple of years of, low revenue or no revenue for some teams. So Okotoks was able to take on that responsibility, and it is a responsibility. It is a lot of effort, a lot of expense, a lot of planning. And so for Okotoks to do that as many years as they did it was a good thing. I think, having said that, it was just time to move on to another market. So it was nice to see it in Saskatoon. Looking forward to Sylvan, and then we'll see who's next in line after that.
Absolutely. And again, if you're a fan in any of the other markets and say, what about my team? When are they going to get their love and roses? You got to convince your team to put in a bid. So Medicine Hat, Lethbridge, Fort Mac, wherever you might be, or Regina in that case. Like there's obviously the talk about a new barn in Regina, or maybe you're a Weyburn or a Swift or whatever the case may be. You've got to be willing to put in a little bit of the work too. And Saskatoon doing a lot of great things out there by the sounds of it. Ian, thank you so much for making the trek out while I held down the fort for the road to Okotoks. Great job with all the content that you were able to put out over the course of the last couple of days here, and looking forward to maybe covering a couple of events together for once, because it's been a while. We got to talk to the schedulers here before too long here. So, Ian, always a pleasure. Get some rest, and we'll chat with you very, very soon.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. Playoffs are just around the corner, so I imagine I'll see a little bit more of you soon.
Thanks again to Gael, Salinas, David Simmons, Thomas Soto, Dallen Rude, Carter Roth, Steve Hildebrand, Aqil Samuel, and Ian Wilson for joining us. And thanks to all of you for downloading and listening. Okay, time to take a really deep breath here, because we've had a ton of shows over the last week. 8 in 8 days. We've never done that before. Whether you've listened to one, all 8, or anywhere in between, we truly appreciate you being game to check it all out. We're going to give you a bit of a break, though. I'm actually on a family vacation for the next few days, so we'll actually return for a new episode on July 30th, which will get us back to our regular Thursday cadence, at least for a week or so, until we start working out our plans for the WCBL playoffs. So hit subscribe, listen to a few old shows, drop us rating and reviews, and again, thanks so much for checking out all the extra content this past week or so. As always, a tip of the cap to our Platinum supporters, the Okotoks Dogs, for their generosity in helping us tell the game stories in our province. For more on our tremendous teammates or to join our roster, head to albertadugoutstories.com/supporters. Until next time, thank you for all of your support online, on social, and on air of Alberta Dugout Stories.